The author C.S. Lewis defines nature as unimpeded growth and as an entity which is to be representative of a Christian God. If you take nature for what it is, simplistic, unchecked beauty, then in Lewis's eyes you have become closer to God. Lewis saw problems developing in his own world which suggested a detachment from nature. With the development of an industrialized economy, individuals are beginning to view nature as a means to an end, failing to recognize its true purpose as a representation of a higher power. With industrialization comes dominion over nature, and in Lewis's eyes this creates a gap between man and God. In C.S. Lewis's The Magician's Nephew, one of the main characters, Uncle Andrew, is a representation of the detachment and stagnation that Lewis saw developing within the industrial world of man. Uncle Andrew is a man of science, an individual who holds empirical evidence over romantic sentiments about nature. At the beginning of the novel, it seems that Uncle Andrew holds all the secrets and answers regarding science and nature. He owns the 2 rings which transport the children to the in-between world, and he claims he understands their power. But in reality, he hasn't a clue regarding their true purpose. This draws a parallel to our own world, and shows how Lewis believed that scientists thought that they knew everything about nature, but in fact they were sometimes misguided. As we will see, Uncle Andrew is a misguided character throughout the novel, and is one who has impeded growth within himself, within his natural surroundings, and has lost respect for both nature and, in turn, God. At the beginning of the novel, Uncle Andrew's disconnect is represented through his experiments with the guinea pigs and the yellow and green rings. He sends the guinea pigs into oblivion without a second thought for their well-being. The guinea pigs within themselves are small creatures and completely defenseless. Uncle Andrew sees their inability to defend themselves as an opportunity to take advantage of them for his own personal gain and possible monetary profit. This is true for our own society as well. In the animal market, we view animals as a direct end rather than a means to an end. We treat animals with disrespect as Uncle Andrew does, and no consideration goes into their well-being as a creature of God. Uncle Andrew, by destroying an aspect of nature, has impeded its growth. By destroying growth within nature, Uncle Andrew has destroyed the chance for himself to grow as a person, and has destroyed the chance for him to become closer with God through nature. This is the beginning of the selfish and self-interested actions that Uncle Andrew takes throughout the novel. When Uncle Andrew finally arrives in Narnia and discovers the different variety of animals roaming around together, he cannot understand the talking ones. As they are conversing with one another and the children, and understanding each other, Uncle Andrew becomes distraught when they finally turn and run at him while they are talking. In his mind, Uncle Andrew cannot understand the animals, as their voices only sound like each other's beastly noises. Uncle Andrew cannot understand them, so therefore he cannot understand God and becomes further disconnected from him. This could also speak true to our own society in terms of animal use and rights. Because we take domesticated farm animals for granted and put their use before their rights, we have become disconnected from them and use them only for our own personal gain. Because he cannot understand them, Lewis uses this as a metaphor for Uncle Andrew's further disconnection from nature. He cannot understand them literally and symbolically. The natural creatures are God's creation and therefore represent him in his work. Again, because Uncle Andrew cannot understand the creatures, he moves even further away from God and nature and further away from any chance of growth within himself. When Uncle Andrew witnesses the iron bar grow into a lamppost on Narnian soil, he believes that he can make a profit by exploiting the natural properties of the land. This production of natural resource is unimpeded growth in the truest sense, and Uncle Andrew sees it as another opportunity to take advantage of the land. Uncle Andrew wants to create an endless supply of natural resources in Narnia and transport it to his own world for profit. He's taking advantage of the fertility of the land for monetary gain without looking at the possible repercussions that it could have on the land or on the animals that lived off the land. In this scenario, we truly see Uncle Andrew as the representation of Lewis's generation at the dawn of the industrial age. Narnia represents a sort of Eden where nature can grow unimpededly, while Uncle Andrew is the human who wants to interfere with that growth and benefit from it monetarily. That drive to become materially richer has interfered with his own personal growth and his actions and thoughts towards nature. As God is not something in which one can take advantage of, his creations are one in which you can. And as Uncle Andrew has shown his selfishness towards the natural growth of Narnia and of nature, in this case with the natural resource of iron, he has only further disconnected himself from God. Because of this disconnection with God and Uncle Andrew's goals to take advantage of his creations, he has once impeded his growth as a character and has impeded his understanding of both God and nature. Uncle Andrew remains unchanged at the end of the story, and his actions throughout the novel contributed to his overall stagnation as a character. His actions impeded his personal growth and his connection with God. Lewis used Uncle Andrew to show how our own self-absorption and the potential evils of materialism and industrialization can contribute to the degradation of nature and our connection with God.